We are going to go, hello again everybody, we're going to go to the White House, and that's because we're talking about the race for 2020, right? Doug Luzader is here to get us all caught up with the Biden campaign trail.
There are more signs this morning that President Trump is sharpening his focus on former Vice President Joe Biden as a likely opponent in 2020. A relatively quiet weekend for President Trump, leaving for his golf club at one point, but still very active on Twitter. He took aim at a possible 2020 opponent, former Vice President Joe Biden. China is dreaming that sleepy Joe Biden or any of the others gets elected in 2020. They love ripping off America. But the truth is the Trump 2020 team has long been thinking about Biden and his potential impact on the race.
They take him very seriously, and the sense I have from some of his advisors, is they're actually surprised at how much of a lead he's opened up.
And take a look. The Real Clear Politics average of polls shows a big Biden lead over his closest primary opponent, Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders, a lead that even extends to critical early states like New Hampshire and Iowa.
Being out front by this kind of a margin is very valuable.
And even pollsters may be a little bit surprised, though. Biden has always been known as something of a moderate Democrat, ideologically pretty far from Democratic socialist Bernie Sanders.
Some folks would say, well, that kind of seems strange, right? Joe Biden's a more establishment guy. Bernie Sanders is way out on the left. But really, both of them have appeal to that kind of Scranton Joe, union type worker, someone who, the type of voter you find a lot of in those blue wall states.
And the blue wall is that group of states that for years were almost locks for Democrats in presidential elections. Trump was able to penetrate that wall in 2016. In Washington, Doug Luzader, Fox News.
All right, Doug, thanks so much for that update there. We are going to head on over to Arkansas, where medical marijuana is being sold for the first time in decades.
Mother Nature not stopping dozens of Arkansans from being a part of history.
Been here since 11 last night.
Bailey Arnold drove almost 5 hours from Taneytown in Washington County.
We got here yesterday and we came up here and we went ahead and filled out the papers with the owner. And so I was the first one called in line.
Doctor's orders in Hot Springs, the first medical marijuana dispensary to open in Arkansas.
Finally, we're getting up closer to the rest of the world, you know. I think it's amazing. I think that it should have been done a long time ago.
Some people excited to be a few of the first customers in line to purchase product.
I feel like I fit in more because I was born and raised in Oregon, where it's been legal.
While others waiting in this long line, hoping to make it through these doors.
You know, I'm actually kind of shocked that there's so many people here.
Arkansas patients can only buy 2.5 ounces of marijuana every 14 days.
Happy more than all, ready to get home as well. But I'm excited. It was a pretty simple process altogether.
Patients say it's the beginning of change for people who have symptoms of cancer, diseases, and other medical conditions.
I think it means, you know, people are going to be able to get off these opiates. Maybe it'll help with the opiate epidemic.
And they're not letting the rain stop them from getting what they need.
You know what? I don't even think I mind that right now.
All right, everybody. Well, you remember after the STEM school shooting in Colorado near Denver, all of the stories of heroism that we heard over the weekend. They held vigils for one of those heroes.
Over the past few days, we've learned about the incredible young man Kendrick Castillo was.
What Kendrick did has been able to keep a positive focus on just the bravery and the other students that were saved because of him.
But tonight, his memory honored through the sound of silence. People across the nation taking a moment to pay tribute to the heroic teen, including right here in Highlands Ranch at Civic Green Park.
I know it wasn't a long time that we're here, but at least it's a moment for us to just recognize how brave Kendrick was.
And 5 minutes away, another moment of silence, this one unplanned in front of the growing memorial outside STEM school.
We didn't really know about that. I think it's fate. That's just kind of what I believe in.
Two groups of people who had never met.
They actually told us they were from Nebraska.
Brought together by Kendrick.
And they just asked to pray for us.
Christina and her classmate don't go to STEM, but they know people who do.
We haven't gone through this, but it hurts. It breaks our heart because we know this could have easily been us.
She hopes this moment of prayer will show support and strength for those who need it most.
This is kind of like our family. Like Highlands Ranch has become our home. If our school went through this, we wouldn't want to be forgotten.
Those coming together tonight, vowing to never forget Kendrick Castillo.
We just hope that his family recognizes that everybody here and nationwide is going to remember this 18-year-old forever.
All right, everybody, continuing on with our top stories of the day here on News Now, which is a part of Fox10Phoenix.com. Thank you to each and every one of you for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe. Let your friends, your family, your coworkers, your neighbors, everybody you know about News Now. The more here, the merrier, especially those of you chatting it up on our YouTube chat. We're going to head on over to New Jersey now, where cops say they're looking for some Dunkin Donuts burglars. Let's get the details.
I don't know what the world's coming to anymore.
The next time Mario of Swedesboro goes into a Dunkin Donuts in Salem or Gloucester counties, he's hoping not to run into these two guys, accused of breaking into the Dunkin Donuts off of West Avenue in Woodstown, New Jersey, along with a couple other chain stores.
You usually don't have any problems here. It's a nice, safe place.
Well, I'm pretty frightened to hear that there's so much crime in a location that is very rural and everyone knows everybody.
New Jersey State Police say they believe the Dunkin duo is also behind two burglaries at stores in Gloucester County. The three alleged crimes happening between April 29th and May 7th. We asked area residents what they would do if they ever stumbled into such a situation while getting some Java.
I would be probably speechless. Of course, I would have to do whatever they say because your life is in danger at that point.
State police say the suspect in the blue hoodie is a black man standing at average height with a stocky build. Investigators also say the suspect in the black hoodie is a black man with a slim build, average height, and long dreadlocks. Also take note of the unique patterns just below his jacket.
Just hearing all these kind of crazy stories on the news makes you always want to check your back anymore.
Even if you're going to get coffee?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Bringing you out live here to Phoenix, Arizona, our South Mountain Tower Cam. Take a look at that. Plenty of green out there because of all the rain we've been getting here in the valley and the snow melt from the northern high country, and the roof is closed there on Chase Field. No complaints, though, about the weather outside. We know it could be much, much worse. All right, well, a lot of us are preparing for a three-day weekend ahead of Memorial Day, and this next top story I got for you is about a nonprofit, honoring vets nationwide ahead of Memorial Day.
Since 2011, Carry the Load, a nonprofit based in Texas, has made it their mission to honor all military, veterans, and first responders who have laid their lives down for our freedom. Relay Director Matt Fryman says he believes it's our duty to give back to those who have given up everything for us.
I mean, it's a thankless job what they do, especially nowadays with our military being all volunteer force. They're out there risking their lives to protect our freedoms for completely strangers. They don't know us, they don't owe us that, but they're willing to put their lives on the line for us and allow us to live in the great nation that we're able to free.
Carry the Load events are held across the country before Memorial Day. Today is a part of their 4,600-mile West Coast route.
We're walking and cycling across the country to raise awareness just around the simple fact that there's people out there every day that are sacrificing for us, whether it's in the military or first responders here back at home.
Father and daughter duo Victor and Gabby say it's imperative to pay their respects.
It was important to come out here because my dad is also a veteran too, and so we just wanted to walk and participate for all the other veterans.
Victor, a veteran himself, says he's here for those who can't be.
From being a veteran, faithful service and everything, it's just coming out and being able to represent for the ones that are not here with us anymore and can always be remembered and never forgotten.
Marcy Jones, Fox 10 News.
That was our very own Marcy Jones reporting there. And from the West Coast to the East Coast, we're going to head on over to Florida, where military families are being honored, but they happen to be from across the country.
This weekend, thousands of active military, veterans, and Gold Star families from all across the country heading to the City Beautiful for a free weekend of fun in the sun. Westgate Resorts honoring 1,500 military families with a complimentary weekend in Orlando.
Our sons were killed in the war, but that they acknowledge and do for us is amazing.
Westgate CEO David Siegel says because of the risk that these heroes are taking to defend their country, he wants them to spend time with their families this weekend.
If it wasn't for our veterans and the sacrifices that they made, I wouldn't be here today. So I can't do enough for them.
Siegel says he's happy to see that the military weekend has grown every year, and he only wants to see it keep getting bigger.
We have, I heard, 7,500 people. I wish we had 75,000.
Governor Ron DeSantis taking time to meet with the families individually and personally thanking them for their service.
Freedom depends on people willing to sacrifice their own livelihood to defend others.
The governor says the event is a good reminder for everyone that serving in the military impacts more than just one person.
So I've always said that you obviously support the service member, but understand that it's a team effort. The spouse who's at home looking after the family, they are serving too, because it's not easy.
Continuing to take a live look at how the stock market is doing, the Dow Jones Industrial Big Board. Don't you go anywhere. More news now.